Young people in China are talking about something scary, 就业 寒冬, which means employment winter. It means it's really hard for new graduates and people looking for jobs. There aren't many jobs, lots of people want them, and everything feels unsure. Young people grew up thinking that going to school would lead to a good life, so this is a big bad surprise for them. This problem is bigger than just one person feeling sad. It affects the whole country's money and how people live together. Young people are super important for the country's future, for new ideas and making things better. If they're having a hard time, it means the whole country might have problems later on. This isn't just about numbers, it's real life for millions of young people. It makes them wonder if they can trust how things work and changes their plans for what they want to do. Even students who did really well in school and have good degrees are finding very few jobs. This makes them frustrated and wonder if going to college was worth it. It's also really stressful. People around them and their families expect a lot, and that pressure builds up. Many have to think about different jobs than they planned or wait longer to do big things in life. If we understand this employment winter, we can understand other big changes happening in China right now. So, how many young people in China don't have jobs? Let's check out the numbers. In April 2025, the government said that for young people in cities aged 16 to 24, about 16 out of 100 didn't have a job. That's much higher than for other age groups. But these numbers might not show everything. Back in June 2023, it was even higher. More than 21 out of 100 young people were jobless. After that, the government stopped sharing these numbers for a while. This made people wonder if the real number was much bigger. Some experts who don't work for the government think it could be almost half, especially if you count people who have jobs but not good ones that use their skills. Lots of young folks aren't even counted in the official numbers, especially those who've given up looking for work, or who are doing jobs that don't really need a college degree. The difference between the government's numbers and what others think shows it's tricky to count jobless young people when the country's economy is changing so fast. So even with the official number being around 16%, many young people in China are still finding it really hard and unsure to get a job. So why is this employment winter happening? There are a few main reasons. After COVID-19, the economy didn't bounce back fast enough to create jobs for all the millions of students finishing school each year. Big parts of the economy, like building houses and selling things to people, have slowed down. Also, new government rules for tech companies, schools, and video games meant some of these businesses cut jobs. Another thing is, what students learn in college isn't always what companies are looking for. Many new graduates don't have the hands-on skills needed for jobs. More and more people are going to college and getting degrees, but that doesn't mean there are more jobs for them. Who you know can also make a difference. Young people from the countryside, even if they're smart and did well in school, often don't know as many people or have the same experiences as young people from big cities. Kids from the city might have more connections and find more chances, which doesn't make it fair for everyone. All these things together make it extra hard for young people in China to find work. This employment winter is really tough on young people's feelings. They used to believe that going to school would mean a good job and a good life. Now, that idea is breaking apart, and many feel let down. Some young people are choosing to lie flat. That means they're deciding not to chase after high-pressure jobs and instead live simpler lives without trying so hard to get ahead. More young people are feeling worried or sad. This is because it's hard to find a job, and their families often expect a lot from them. Because they're not sure about money, many are waiting longer to get married, have kids, or buy big things. This whole situation is changing what young people hope for. They are becoming more careful, and some are even giving up on their big dreams. Not being able to find a steady job doesn't just hurt one person, it affects their families and even things like how many babies are born in the country. Because so many young people are going through this together, it's changing how they see the world. So, what is the Chinese government doing to help with all these jobless young people? They're encouraging schools that teach job skills, so students learn things that companies actually need. They're also trying to get young people to start their own businesses. They're offering help like money, making it easier to sign up a new company, and cheaper places to work. Big companies owned by the government are being encouraged to hire more new graduates. These jobs can be steady, even if some are not permanent. The goal of these steps is to quickly find jobs for new graduates and make things a little easier right now. But some people say these things don't fix the bigger, deeper problems. There are so many students finishing school every year, so it's a really big and continuing problem. The government is still trying to find better ways to help because they know that the future of young people and the whole country depends on it. Even though the official numbers have gotten a little better, the employment winter is still here. There are still more people finishing school than there are new jobs. This means lots of people are competing for jobs, and many end up in jobs that don't really use their skills. This problem is making people in China think differently about what school and success really mean. Families and young folks are starting to change their dreams. They're thinking more about learning a trade or starting their own business. When lots of young people don't have jobs, it can cause problems for how society works, make people less likely to spend money and slow down the country's economy. Things happening around the world, like arguments about trade with other countries, also make the job situation more unsure. When young, talented people can't use their skills, it's bad for them and for the country's future. To really fix this problem for good, we need more than just quick ideas. Big changes are needed in how things work to make more jobs available, especially by helping small and medium businesses grow. Schools need to teach things that are useful in real jobs, like hands-on skills, how to think well, and how to change when things change. Job training, chances to work at companies while still in school, and schools working with businesses can help new graduates get ready for jobs. It's also super important to help young people with their feelings because not having a job can be very stressful. Helping young people become strong and learn how to handle tough times is just as important as creating new jobs. For things to get better, the government, schools, businesses, and everyone in society need to work together. They need to think differently about what it means to be successful and what chances people have. If everyone keeps working hard on this, young people in China can still be a very important part of helping the country grow and do well.